A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video, but more on that later.
So yesterday we had our first ever flash flood on the mountain. It rained like an obscene amount in the span of 2 hours. And 4 of the culverts on our driveway, which are basically just pipes under the driveway that get the water from one side to the other side, they all failed. They all got clogged, and they got clogged so badly that the lower section of our road almost washed out, and I can't find them. I literally can't find where the other end is to dig them out and fix the road, and we have more rain coming pretty soon. So down there you can see there's a little bit of water flowing through, but not a lot. It should be way more water. So it's not fully clogged, which is great, but we need to find the other end. So somewhere in here is the other end of that pipe, and I cannot find it. I really thought the metal detector was gonna work. It can only go like 2 feet down.
It really does not seem.
I feel like there's just a piece of metal in there because the culvert wouldn't be here, it would be here. Yesterday during the storm, I lost my car keys. Metal detector just found them. Wow, AirTag wasn't working. So before I make an enormous mess with this excavator, I'm gonna see if I can find the culvert with the shovel, because I really don't want to break it. Look at that. So something good is happening. Lost a chunk of road, which is why I was so disoriented. I made a vow to myself that if I found this culvert, I would take the time to mark it before I backfill. So I'm gonna do that right now. first culvert is done, that is a huge relief. That's like 50% of the water right there is already off our road. So really, really happy with that. Really, really happy with that. I'm not entirely sure how to do like the finishing touches around it. And I really think the water is supposed to be in a shallow, wide ditch. Right now it's running pretty fast just because there's a lot of water and the ditch is like too narrow and steep. But I think it might be easier to fix that during a drought because I feel like right now I just make a mess everywhere I go, and it'll be easier to regrade the ditch, I think, when it has a little bit of stability to it. Right now it's kind of like soup.
Okay, Max and I are on a mission. We are planting a chicken garden today, so extra veggies. You found the rake? Amazing, I need that. But I was saying we are on a mission to plant a chicken garden today. Some extra vegetables for our chickens because they love snacks. You're gonna be the person who gets out all the rocks? Amazing. So we have... I'll tear up with the rake and you're gonna do the rocks. We have this little section here of extra soil that Lou put by the fence posts. And I think it's gonna be a perfect spot for two things. Ooh, we got some dirt on the lens. The project begins while Lou is hard at work on the road maintenance. Our road got so destroyed yesterday. It's honestly kind of wild how much damage can happen in such a short amount of time. And then you look at today and it's just absolutely gorgeous out. So, you know, we're gonna enjoy the weather. What do you think he'll say?
Cockadoo, cockadoo. I want to be that. I think he'll be.
That's what he'll say? Cockadoo, cockadoo, I want some snacks?
Yeah. What's that?
We got this, watermelon. Sean and Ken's gave us these. We can just put these in there, squash. Oh, this is the one you're most excited about? Okay, do you want to do the rainbows?
I'll do rainbows. Look how I bruised it.
You smoothed it?
Yeah.
It looks so smooth. You can kind of just put them anywhere, honestly.
I'm going to put it in code.
What is it?
It's a made up plant I made up.
You made up a new plant?
Do it. I got eating some fucking cup.
Max, the pickled onions was a good idea. Wow. The pickled onions, Max, makes this so good. Chef Max. Okay.
So on the first culvert, I was radically off on where I thought it was. And the way I finally figured it out is just being a little bit more precise with my guess. The cheapest way to install a culvert on a driveway like this is like fully perpendicular to the road, which is like just not a great way to install it. But I think that's how they did most of these because it's basically half the price. So because we fixed the road up top, there's no more water flowing here, which is great because this is going to become a lot easier. And it did drain here. So this is an old logging road and there's a culvert right there somewhere. I know for a fact it can't be right under the road. It's got to be in front of the road. And then let's go figure out where the other end is. There's that. If you make a line, it should be under that little sapling, right? This thing is kind of useless. They make like a $500 tool that can find metal really far down. am getting so lucky today with my digging. I really thought with the excavator I would be breaking all of these pipes, but so far I somehow land in exactly the right spot.
All right, there we go. Freya seems to like it. It's a little steep here. I think that's the problem, but still learning. And it's fully open now. Plus I got a lot of rocks around there to stabilize everything. Yeah, not as good as a professional would do it, but it also didn't cost me $3,000 to fix our road.
All right, time to hunt down culvert number 3. So I had this genius idea to use the camera. It has these like guide points to center it on the pipe and then figure out which tree it hits back there. And I found the culvert in 30 seconds. Wow. God is good. All right, so I saved the 4th and final culvert for last because it's the hardest, because somehow both sides are buried. But water is flowing here, so we'll have to dig on both sides, I guess. If I can't find it, there's a video clip in our archive when we first bought this land of me and Dana walking right here before Max was even born. So you can always play the tape. I feel like it's right here because it lines up like that way.
It just seems odd to me that it would be inside this like rock. This is like the wildest scavenger hunt game ever. Trying to find culvert pipes when you don't know where they are. It's just like digging in the dark. I cannot believe that Lou, well, I can't believe it. It's Lou. you can find all the other ones down the driveway. It's incredible. Just digging and kind of like feeling out his way to find the water. I think our driveway will be in so much better shape by the end of the day. And it's funny when you have a plan for what you're gonna do with your day and then you have flash flood. And it's like, okay, change of plans for everything. That's basically what happened yesterday. Lou was already in the driveway work, and then today, getting it all sorted. And it's just part of having all these things to maintain. We don't even have like a real house to maintain yet, but having a property just keeps you busy. So it's kind of fun to be down here and enjoying the shade and the water. And any luck?
So I really could have sworn that there was a clip with me and Dana walking up our driveway right after we bought the land with a culvert in the foreground and us up above on the driveway. But the only clip I can find is exactly like that, except the water isn't flowing through a culvert. It's just flowing from under some big rocks, just like those rocks I've been shoveling for hours. So maybe there is no culvert. That's what I'm thinking. Because people don't typically install culverts 20 feet apart. They install them as far apart as they physically can because they're so expensive to install and no one ever wants to do it. So yeah, it would make sense that there's only one culvert there. I think that's what it is. But I do have ambitions to install a bunch more really big culverts on our driveway for flood events because, yeah, it would just be way nicer not to have to do this again. And a lot of the culverts I fixed today are rusted through in the center. You can see they don't have like a whole lot more life left in them. They're the galvanized kind. So yeah, I think that's where we're at for today. Road work is done. I'm spent. I woke up at 5 this morning to get started. It's 4 o'clock now, and it's pretty physically challenging lifting all those really big rocks. So no workout for today.
We're having pulled pork tacos, barbecue pulled pork from the freezer. It's literally like so clutch. Like I had some leftover rice and just to have this delicious protein sorted. It's like even with batch, these recipes are big. Like the shredded chicken, you have like a spiced roast chicken, and you have a tahini sauce, then you have a rice, you have all these different components. But honestly, even if you just do the main protein, gosh, it just makes life so easy. I have so much cilantro this year because last year I just let my cilantro and my dill like flower and I never dealt with it. I was like, gonna try to seed save and didn't get around to it. And it's incredible. They just spread seeds everywhere. So instead of weeds in my herb bed, I literally just have cilantro and dill everywhere. And it's a dream come true. And now I've completely changed my whole planting technique because I realize how silly this garden advice is with like, you should plant your stuff in rows. You should do all this spacing. And like, if you do it that way, then we have weeds everywhere. We have to try to figure out a mulching situation. So instead, I have switched tacks mid-gardening season to a full chaotic garden. So I'm really excited. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, I should have the other beds looking like this, where it's just way more condensed of all the things that I do want, and I have to go plant some more. So just a little thing, just keep experimenting, keep growing with the garden. I would still consider myself 100% a newbie to gardening, but I'm having so much fun with it. Okay, let me tell you what's in this taco. We got our taco. Then I have like a soaked rice I cooked in homemade broth with some eggs scrambled into it and some ghee. The barbecue pulled pork. Oh.
Yep. They're all my food.
Is that enough?
That's enough.
He likes them.
A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. After almost a year of work, we just launched Batch, freezer meals for your future self. Behind the scenes, there was a lot to figure out. Building a website, collecting emails, organizing signups, setting up payments. All the stuff that used to feel really overwhelming. But with Squarespace, it's been so incredibly easy and honestly kind of fun as well. Lou and I built the entire site ourselves, start to finish. It looks like us, it works beautifully on mobile, and it gave us the confidence to share this big personal project without any tech stress in the way. I could focus on what I actually care about, writing, cooking, connecting with you, and Squarespace took care of the rest. One of my favorite new features is the email automations. So when a customer buys Batch, a series of emails goes out helping them on their batch journey, all sent automatically on set dates without any additional input from us. That's the kind of thing that saves us mountains of time. And yeah, I just really love it. If you're ready to build something of your own, head to squarespace.com/wildweroam for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use code WildWeRoam for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.